I'm on the banks of the South Toe River. That's T-O-E, Toe River. 7 weeks ago, over there where those yellow trucks are and equipment, there was a house there. Back this way, there was a trailer park. And now, there's nothing but work going on to where things used to be. Almost 7 weeks ago, Hurricane Helene, or Tropical Storm Helene, however you wish to call it, came through. Houses disappeared, equipment disappeared, trees disappeared, roads disappeared, and unfortunately people disappeared. In just a little while, I hope to be able to talk to the people whose house was on this site just a few short weeks ago. The devastation here in Yancey County, Mitchell County, and throughout western North Carolina is unbelievable. I hope to have some more to say in just a little while. Stanley and Sue's house before Helene. This was Stanley and Sue's house during Helene. I'm here today with Stanley and Sue Ray. They lived right on, very close to the bank of the South Toe River, at a little place called Newdale, which is between Spruce Pine and Burnsville. That is called Newdale there, isn't it?
Yes.
And a lot of you may remember the 77 flood. I certainly do. I worked in it. And it was bad. But this time, it was worse. And Stanley and Sue have pretty much lost everything they got. I'll let them tell you about that in just a few minutes, but they've pretty much lost everything they had. Here in Yancey County, waters rose between 20 and 40 feet in places, having 12 to 30 plus inches of rain all at once. And just previous to this Hurricane Helene rain, you had already had a rain, had you not, that had already wet everything down.
Yes.
So I'm going to talk with them for just a little while, and I appreciate them talking with me. They've had a rough time, and I appreciate them just being able to let me talk with them for just a little bit. I'm going to first of all just let them tell you a little bit about themselves, where they were born and raised, and schools, and the things that they've done over the years, and just let them talk for just a little bit. So I'm going to turn this around, and there they are, Stanley and Sue Ray. Stanley, we'll start off with you.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I was born and raised in Yancey County. Lived here all my life. Worked here all my life. That's about it. Stayed here in Western North Carolina.
What kind of work have you done over the years?
Plant work, driving the truck.
Now, you and your brother had a trucking outfit for a pretty good while, did you not?
Yes.
How many brothers were there?
There was 4 of us.
4 of you?
Mm-hmm.
And but I think everybody's out of that now, and you're retired. Is that true?
Right.
Okay. And Sue, tell us a little bit. Now, you're from South Toe River?
I was born in CeeLo
Okay.
and finally moved a little bit south toward Newdale.
Okay. Sue?
Well, I was born in Pennsylvania. I was 8 months old when we moved to North Carolina,
Oh, my.
and I was raised in Green Mountain, North Carolina. So, and I have finished school, worked in 2 or 3 different industries, and that's about it. I just worked all my life.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that, and that's one of those things that are necessary. Stanley, you were in the military.
Yes, sir.
Where were you at?
Korea,
In which military?
Army.
In the Army.
Mm-hmm.
Where were you stationed?
I was stationed at Fort Bragg, Mount Jackson, South Carolina, and Korea.
Where were you at in Korea?
Little place called K6.
K6.
Out in the boonies.
Okay. And you two have been married for how long?
A little over 52 years.
52 years. Well, that's pretty good. I'm a little older than you, and I got a few years on you, but 52, that's good time. And children?
We have 2, a son and a daughter.
Okay. And in fact, you're staying right now with your daughter since you've lost your home
Yes.
here in the Windham area of Yancey County.
Yes.
How long did you live down at Newdale?
I would say 60 years.
60?
Yeah, we moved there when I was 7 years old,
Okay.
and we rented downstairs. Eventually, Mama bought it, and I bought the house from her, and I'm 76.
All right.
So I've been around that area about probably 60 or 70 years.
Now, as we talked about a few minutes ago, some people are going to remember the 1977 flood. And that was bad here in Yancey County. We lived here at the time, and I know our place was, well, you could bury school buses in our field. So, it was bad in places. But the 77 flood did not get into the house that you were living in last few weeks ago.
No, sir, it come across the porch, but it didn't bother the house.
And this was much worse. Yes. I have some video of that for a little later. Now, what I'd like for you to do, and this may be difficult, I try to understand. Can you describe that, let's see, Thursday night and Friday morning, is that right? September the 27th, it was Friday, I believe. Can you tell us what happened? What went on?
Well, I brought my wife up here, and I went back and spent the night at the house. And the next morning, this much water is just scary. I mean, you really couldn't think just to get away and try to stay safe. And I watched the river come through the yard, watched it get up on the porch, and I left. I had to get to higher ground.
Did you come across the bridge?
I caught his sloshing up on the bridge. I went over there and sat in the parking area
Mm-hmm.
and watched the community building go down the river. And I moved on up to the road and I watched that brick house go down the river. And the vape store, 5 minutes later, went down the river. And I just sat there. I didn't have nowhere to go. I couldn't get to Burnsville, couldn't get Spruce Bun. I was strapped in between Michaelville and Newdale. So the water started going down that evening.
The Newdale Bridge was underwater at that time.
Yes, it was way over the bridge.
Yeah. How about you, Sue?
She's talking to you.
I know.
It's okay. Take your time. We're not in a hurry.
I come up here, and the next day, we were trapped between here and Michaelville. And Stanley was trapped between Michaelville and Newdale. We didn't have no way of getting in contact. So we didn't know if he was living or dead. And it was just terrible because we didn't know if the house was gone. We didn't know anything. But from here to Michaelville was terrible. The water, everything that was, it was awful. Just awful. But I thank God when we saw Stanley that he was alive.
When did you actually get together and know that he was alive?
Friday evening.
Friday evening.
Mm-hmm. About 4 o'clock.
4 or 5 o'clock.
The water was going down at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that was a
blessing.
That was a blessing. I'm sure it
a
was.
blessing.
I'm sure it was. Right now, well, let's say in the last, it's almost 7 weeks ago that occurred. You've had some help, I would take it.
Yes, we have.
What organizations can you say, well, they have really been good?
A lot of churches. And just the people, I mean, there's people from every state, just about. People we don't even know.
Yeah.
That has donated to us in some way.
FEMA helped us.
Yeah.
Quick.
Yeah, FEMA they were really quick.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I
And
mean, within 2 weeks, we would settle with FEMA, hadn't we?
Oh, yeah.
They'd give us what they're going to give us.
But one thing that you mentioned was the churches. I've noticed that the churches have stepped up
Yes.
unbelievably.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Everywhere. Every denomination, they have just been super. I've talked to a lot of people, and I've worked with several churches,
Right.
and they seem to have done a wonderful job. Do you have any immediate needs?
No.
No, not right now. Just when we get the camper set up, stuff.
Tell me about that.
Well,
Camper.
We're waiting on set a sewer system. They approved it. Quickest Mark can get to it to fix it, we'll get it hooked up.
Now, is this on some property that you had, or?
Yes,
And it's where?
on Blue Rock Road.
Blue Rock Road here in Yancey County. And do you have any idea where the camper came from?
Somewhere in Ohio, I think. I'm not sure.
And who was your contact? What group was your contact for that?
West Burnsville Fire Department.
West Burnsville Fire Department.
Yes.
They have seemingly done
Yes.
a great job out
Yes.
there. Yes, they have.
We appreciate it.
How about your plans for the future? Do you have any plans set, or?
Yes, sir. Grow old.
Amen, my friend. That's all right. That's all right. That's good plans. How about otherwise?
No, just get things straightened out and
Live day by day.
start over.
This is just like when we first got married. We didn't have anything, and we're going to start over and try to make the best of it.
There's a lot of people doing that. And
There are people out there worse off than we are.
Yes, they are.
I've heard that so many times.
They are. I mean, they've lost everything. They've lost children, family, and all.
Yeah.
And God has blessed us. He really has.
Amen. Amen. Is there anything that you'd like to say to the people who are going to be viewing this little video?
We just thank everybody for all they've done for us.
We need your prayers. That's the most that we need right now is prayers.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you for just sharing and talking with me a little bit. I know it's difficult, but you folks have got a good attitude, and it's a blessing to be able to talk with you, and I appreciate you putting in a little time with me.
I'm just tickled death I'm here to talk to you.
Amen, my friend. Amen.